Hey guys, and welcome back to my video series on Python Fundamental, and this is the 5th video in module 5. Now in this video we are going to be looking at loops and how we can talk about how we can use the break and continuous statement with them. Now what's different? What's the break statement and what's the continuous statement? A lot of programming languages have these statements. Most of them have a different name for them, but basically they do the same thing, so the concept remains the same all through the languages. Now for the break statement, like the name implies, break, what it does is when you have a loop is meant to run until a particular condition is no longer met before it terminates, right? Or if it's a counted loop, it needs to run the predefined number of times. If it's meant to run 5 times, 5 times. If it's meant to run 7 times, 7 times. But what if for some reason you want to terminate this loop? Okay, when the loop is meant to run 5 times, but now you want to end it at the 4th trial because some condition you were looking for got satisfied or something. So you want to terminate this loop. In this kind of situation, you use a break statement. So break statements are used to prematurely terminate a loop. That's what you use a break statement for. You want to end the loop. But now, what's the difference between that and a continuous statement? For the continuous statement, you don't want to end the loop. For rather, what you want to do, you want to skip a particular section of this loop. You want to skip a particular iteration. Okay, for example, you're trying to send you have a bulk message and you're trying to send email. You're trying to send message to all recipients you have in a mailbox. Okay, all recipients that you have their email, but you want to skip a particular email address. When it gets to that email address, it shouldn't send that message. You skip that message or that email address for some reason best known to you. This is where you use a continuous statement. You say, okay, send emails or try to do this for every other case, but when you get to this point, skip it. Okay, so the break statement is prematurely terminating. The continuous statement is used to skip a particular section and still continue the loop. These are the scenario where you use these statements for. So let's see some simple example as an illustration. So let's say I have a list of numbers and I'm going to implement it for the for loop, and I also do it for the while loop. Let's say I want to print all numbers from 1 to 10 except 5. I want to use the for loop to do that. Print numbers from 1 to 10 except 5. So for this, before I do that, I have to create a new file so that it's not going to get cluttered with the while loop. So I'm going to say loops and break stroke continuous statement, right? That's what we have. If I can spell well, and I have to remove this. Let's make it this way. Okay, so we are looking at the break first. So let's say I want to print, I'll say for I in range, I want to print all numbers from 1 to 10, I said, but I want to skip 5. So this is me using a continuous statement. So I'll say for I in range 1 to 10, which is 1 to 11 actually, because I want to print from 1 to 10. I'll say, okay, if I is equal to 5, go ahead and continue. So I'm saying just keep what comes after this, otherwise print I. So I'm saying if I is equal to 5, continue. Continue means skip every other thing that comes within the for loop. So it's going to skip everything. Okay, for example, if I have a statement here, any statement I have a always run. If I have any statement here, this one will always run. It doesn't matter if I have the continue or not. This statement we have here will always run. I can't do this. Why? Okay, so this statement I have here will always run, but anything that comes after this encountering this, after the loop encounter this continuous statement, will be skipped once they encounter the continuous statement. So in this situation we have here, when I is equal to 5, it will encounter this continuous statement, hence it's going to skip print I, because this is the only case we have after the continuous statement. Otherwise it will keep on printing and it will print everything. Okay, So let's try this and see. So if I run this, or let me just go ahead and print this so that you see that this one always gets printed. So I'll go ahead and print always 1. Right, so let's print always 1, and let's run this. So you can see always 1, the first, second, third, fourth. Now after the fourth, you can see always 1 is printing twice because it has skipped the fifth, so it's still printing always 1. So if you count how many times you're seeing always 1 here, you'll discover that always 1 will be printed 10 times. Meanwhile, the numbers we have here, they are just from 1 down to 9 except 5. Okay, so what you have, sorry about that, so what you have before the run statement, before the continuous statement, will always get printed, but whatever you have after the continuous statement won't get printed. This is how the continuous statement works. It is used to skip a particular section of your program or of your loop. But now, what about the break statement? If I use the break statement here, it means I want to terminate the loop. It's not me trying to skip a particular section, but I want to terminate the loop. So I can just go ahead and change this and include break. So I'm saying once it gets to 5, break, which means it's going to print from 1 down to 4, and then that will be it. So you can see always run 1, always run 2, always run 3, always run 4, and that is it. It won't print that for 5. So these are where you use the break statement, and also the section where you use the continuous statement. And that is it for this video, guys. Now all these ones we are looking at, all these concepts we are looking at, we are going to implement them in real life projects. Okay, just get these little things so that when we start implementing them, you're not going to miss them out because you've already learned them. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.